Hi, my name's Ollie from Your Guitar Academy and we're working with the Guitar Magazine to bring you this lesson on how to play Do I Wanna Know by Arctic Monkeys. And it sounds like this. Okay, so that's the main riff from the song. We're going to go through and look at all the riffs from it. One thing I just want to note on the tone that I'm using here, on live videos that I've seen them doing it, he actually uses a 12-string electric guitar. I haven't got one of them, so what I'm using is an octave pedal just to get close to that sound, okay? So, let's look at that first riff. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're in shape 1 and a bit of shape 5 of G minor pentatonic. So okay, with an extra note, with a flat 6 in there as well, so that would be from the G natural minor scale. But it's just best to think of it as like a riff, really. So we start off with which leads into the riff. So what we do here is we start on the first fret of the E string with your index finger and then hammer on to the 3rd fret of the E string and then pick the 1st fret of the A string and then back down to the 3rd fret of the E string. So you get this, and then we do it again, but we don't come back down, so we just do 1 on the E, hammer onto the 3, and then 1 on the A, and then we're up to the D string. And what that is, it's you start on the 1st fret of the D string, and it's a quick hammer on to the 3rd fret, and then pick the 1st fret again. So, like that. So let's go through all those bits that we covered so far a bit more slowly. So I'll go through that again. Okay, so that's what we've got so far. So it comes in on the 1, 2, 3, 4. It comes in on the 4. Okay, and after that, we're back onto the A string. It's a quick slide, 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the A string, and then slide up to the 5th fret. And then you can come down on your, you're up to the 5th fret, slid up there, then down to your index finger, 3rd fret. So we've got, and then we've got this bit. It's probably one of the hardest bits to play in this song. So what you're going to do is index finger on the 1st fret of the A string, hammer on to the 3rd fret of the A string, and then play open D string, and then quickly back down to the 3rd fret of the A string. So you get, and that's probably the hardest bit because you've got the string change in there as well. So you're going to have to make sure that your picking hand is in sync. So you've got to pick right after you've done that hammer on. And then you've got to come back and pick the A string after you've picked the open D as well. So I would suggest doing downstroke for the first note, that 1st fret, hammer on, and then another downstroke on the open D, and then a quick upstroke on that 3rd fret of the A string. So you get, okay, and then to finish off we do, so what that is 1st fret on the A string again with your index finger, slide up to the 3rd fret, same finger, and then hammer on to the 5th fret with your 3rd finger, and then you do another quick hammer on, so it's 3rd fret to the 5th fret, and then we finish on the 3rd fret of the E string. So we've got, okay, So I'll do that bit slowly, starting from, okay, so we've got, and then it loops around again. So what I'll do now is I'll play the whole riff together slowly. So 1, 2, 3. And then it loops again. Okay, so that is the intro. That's the verse as well. So the way it transitions from the verse into the pre-chorus is it does the normal riff, get to there, and then we just come up to the 5th fret on the A string, which leads us into the pre-chorus, which sounds like this. And after that, we're into the main chorus. So we've come from out of our verse riff, ending on the 5th fret there. Again, this riff starts on the 4 of the bar. So what we're doing is we're starting on the A string, 10th fret, probably with your 3rd finger, so you can then slide down to the 6th fret on the A string. Slide down, but still pick that 6th fret when you get there. So, and then after that, it's 3rd fret on the A string. So 3rd fret with your index finger, hammer onto the 5th, and then move your whole hand up, pick the 6th fret, and then back down, pick the 5th fret, and then down to the 3rd, like that. And then we finish. Well, we go into a index finger on the 1st fret of the A string, and then 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the A string. So altogether we've got, okay, so what you'll notice with this bit is the position changes. So that's where your thumb basically is moving up and down the back of the neck. They're really important because that allows you to play a lot of these things using your index finger and your 3rd finger. And after that we've got, and that finishes off the first time round. So what we do there is index finger on the 1st fret of the A string, hammer on to the 3rd fret of the A string, and then it's open D, and then down to the 3rd fret of the G string. So altogether it's, and then we finish with a, which is the same as what we do in the intro, but it's index finger, 1st fret of the E string, hammer on to the 3rd fret of the E string, and then index finger on the 1st fret of the A string, and then back down 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the E string. Okay, so that's the first time round. Second time round it's, okay, so it's very similar the second time round. We just don't do that faster part. We just come straight down to the 3rd fret on the E string. After that, we go into the main chorus, which sounds like this. Okay, so that's 2 times round the riff. The first time round is identical to the intro, so we won't look at that again. That second time round, just so that the riff follows the vocal line, they add in a little extra bit to it. So it sounds like this. I'll just play it again so you can hear it just the second time round. Okay, so what we're doing there is the normal part that we've done lots of times already. Okay, so when we get to there, we do a quick down to the index finger on the first fret of the A string. And then it's a position shift, so index finger to the 3rd fret of the E string. And then it's index finger again on the 3rd fret of the A string, hammer on to the 5th fret of the A string with your 3rd finger, and then pick the 1st fret of the A string, 3rd fret of the A string, again, fret that with your index finger. Okay, so it's... So what's tricky with that bit is probably playing the same fret with, across 2 different strings with the same finger. And it's quick as well. So a good thing to do is fret the E string with the tip of your index finger. And when you get to the A string, just flatten your finger a little bit. So on the E string, you're fretting with the very tip. On the A string, it's more sort of where your fingerprint is. Okay, and then, which is back from the usual riff. So that's index finger on the 1st fret of the A string, slide up to the 3rd fret, and then hammer on to the 5th fret, and then do this quick hammer on. So it's 3rd fret with your index finger, and as you pick it, hammer on to the 5th fret, and then finish on the 3rd fret of the E string. So all together, I'll play that chorus again a bit more slowly. Second time round. Okay, after that it goes back into the verse. Second verse, there's no guitar for the first bit of it. Then we come back in with the riff. And for the outro part, we go back to the pre-chorus sections, which is the... With one slight variation, one of the times through, it goes... All the same so far. So, instead of going to a 3rd fret, on the E string, it goes to the 1st fret. That's the only difference. So then we've got the fast bit up to the open D string, and then where we were going to the 3rd fret on the E string, just for one time round, goes down to the 1st fret on the E string. Okay, and then for the outro, there is sort of a guitar solo going on over the top, which we'll look at in a minute. But the main riff just is the... Which is the same, the fast bit that we've looked at a few times. So it's index finger on the 1st fret of the A string, hammer on to the 3rd fret of the A string, and then open D string. So I would do downstroke, hammer, and then downstroke on the D string, sorry, and then an upstroke on the 3rd fret of the E string. Okay, so that's the main riff parts. In the outro, there is a little lead part as well. So it sounds like. Okay, so we'll just quickly go through that as well. It's a really nice part, especially if you're playing it in a band or something, you've got two guitarists. It's a really nice counter to what the main riff is doing. So I would start with your middle finger on the 12th fret of the G string. And there's a lot of slides in this to give it that sort of sound. I think there's also a lot of delay on it, but I'm not using that now just so it's clear what I'm actually playing. Okay, so it's sliding up from the 12th fret to the 14th fret. Twice, and then it comes up onto the B string, 11th fret, slide up to the 13th fret, so that's your index finger. And then we come down, middle finger on the 14th fret of the G string, slide up to the 15. So you get... Okay, and try to get that. So I think on that first bit, you could do it with just one pick and slide the rest. So to play that whole solo, each time round, you only need to pick 3 times. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And I'm doing a downstroke, downstroke, and an upstroke. Okay, so that's all the sections of the song covered. I would suggest just going through, getting that riff under your fingers first, because there's some fast bits which are quite tricky to get, especially in time. And then after that, start playing along with the track, and then finally, once you're happy with it, start putting the solo in. Okay, so I'll play around the parts one more time. So this is the intro and verse riff. Okay, and then remember, the last time round on the verse, it goes... into the pre-chorus. Then we're into the chorus. Okay, so have fun with that and I'll see you next time. Thank you.